In this video, we're going to be going over the best planes to buy in GTA 5 Online, but before we get into the video, I just want to remind you to smash that subscribe button. It's completely free and you can unsubscribe whenever you want. There's literally no good reason not to subscribe, and it really helps out the channel. So please just take a second and make sure you're subscribed. The first plane that I'm going to be talking about on this list is the Hydra. The Hydra costs $3.9 million, but you can get it for a trade price of $3 million after completing the Deliver EMP setup mission in the Humane Labs heist. In terms of performance, the Hydra is extremely quick, but it does take a while to reach its top speed. It's also very maneuverable, which makes it very useful in dogfights. In terms of weaponry, it has the best plane cannon in the game and can easily destroy any other aircraft and enemies on the ground with it. It also has homing missiles that are decent, but nowhere near as good as the Oppressor Mark II missiles, but they can still hit their targets pretty well. This plane isn't very customizable, and it can have bombs or countermeasures added to it. One of the Hydra's most useful capabilities is that it has VTOL, which allows it to take off and land pretty much anywhere on the map easily, like a helicopter. This is the only plane on the list with this ability, making it very valuable, especially if you plan on using it during missions, or for getting around the map. The next plane on this list is the B-11 Strikeforce, which costs $3.8 million. In terms of performance, the B-11 is pretty quick, but it's not as maneuverable as some of the other planes on this list, putting it at a slight disadvantage in some situations. The B-11 makes up for this with its impressive weapons loadout. The plane is equipped with a decent cannon that isn't as good as the Hydra's, but it's still pretty reliable. The B-11 is equipped with barrage missiles too, which fire many missiles at the same time. This can be useful against a wide variety of targets if used properly, because of the crazy amount of damage that it does. It also has homing missiles that perform similarly to the Hydra's and are reliable against slower moving targets on the ground or low-level enemy pilots in the air. The B-11 is also very customizable, and it can be equipped with bombs, which can be helpful when dealing with ground targets. It can also have countermeasures like flares added to it. The B-11 has really good armor, and can take a few homing missiles before blowing up. This plane is definitely worth it, because its wide range of capabilities allow it to be extremely useful in a variety of combat scenarios. The last plane that I'm going to talk about is the Molotok, which costs about $4.8 million, but you can get it for a trade price of $3.6 million if you source 18 air freight cargo crates. Performance-wise, it has great acceleration and decent speed and maneuverability, which can make it very useful in certain circumstances. In terms of weaponry, the Molotok has a relatively weak machine gun compared to other planes on this list, which limits its dogfighting ability. It also has homing missiles, which can be fired at a faster rate than the other planes on this list. This makes them very effective against enemy NPCs, ground targets, and lower level pilots. The plane is also customizable, and it can have countermeasures added to it. The Molotok also has decent armor, and it takes 3 homing missiles to blow it up. This plane also has very effective brakes that allow it to land easily in tight spaces like the Hydra. While the Molotok isn't the best dogfighter in the game, it's easily one of the best planes for dealing with NPCs and completing missions in my opinion. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out one of these videos next, leave a like, and subscribe.